Jimmy, slide that way.
James, tell me when you're kicking the computer.
Kicky legs.
Stop it. Stop. Are we recording?
This is Jimmy's podcast, season 10 on the podcast. We coming back for more. I bet you never thought we'd last, and neither did we. Breaking news, show reviews, rubber boots reacts, and other social media crap. And if nothing else, you know you're gonna have a laugh. You're gonna have a laugh, oh yeah, 'cause this is the podcast.
Welcome to the Rubber Boots Podcast.
Hour 3.
We've had some tough moments in the history of our pod. Not many.
Remember that time we all were like trying to Zoom together and then we couldn't get the audio working.
That's happened.
45 minutes and
Right.
we finally gave up that week.
There was some of your drunken chicanery that was no good. There was my racist attack on Lester.
It's uncalled for.
No, there's been some dark. This is
Dark
probably.
moments.
This is.
Does it ever stop with you?
Stop it. This is the darkest moment.
Yes.
In Rubber Boots podcast history. The
sound that Stoff made when he looked over at the monitor. I don't think I've ever heard him high-pitched squeal like that.
And sadly, we will never hear it as it's lost forever.
We recorded
an hour and a half,
90 minutes of a podcast, and I don't think
It was good.
No hyperbole in saying that this was the one that was going to win us the Potty Award.
We've been talked about the potty. We bragged about a potential potty during the pod.
90 minutes. And at the very end of the podcast,
we were in the middle of the draw.
We were about, well, we can't. We were just starting the draw because we say in the middle of the draw, we'll get lawsuited by people complaining.
We were early in the draw.
Okay, we were in pod 2 of the Platinum League draw.
Yes.
And I turned my feet towards Stoff because he was giving me the little Kinder Surprise things to pull the names out of.
And Stoff was killing it.
Yeah, Stoff was nailing it.
With all his little comments during the draw.
Right.
Which I'm sure he'll do again. He won't hit, the timing won't be as well.
Anyway, apparently I kicked the power button on the mainframe.
Which admittedly, it might be not a good place for the power button.
Yeah. To be at my foot level.
Yeah.
And so I turned off the entire, did TSN go off the air?
No, just us.
But
we went off Sirius, unfortunately.
I lost your computer.
We've been on Sirius the whole time.
And the entire...
Maybe they can recover the audio.
Call them up, see if they got us.
The entire 90 minents was lost.
It was close to 90, yeah.
And Stoff has just spent the last 45 minutes trying to refine the podcast to no avail, which means we've been in here for...
2 hours.
So should we do all the same stuff and pretend and you will try to do and you guys laugh harder
this is
at little jokes?
An abbreviated version of the pod. But trust me, I was very funny in the original.
I think it was...
Hold on. There is the Lost Tapes version of the podcast.
Right. So Stoff also records our podcast on a laptop.
For YouTube,
which
is video, but the audio also gets recorded, but it's through the microphone of the laptop. It's
so this
far away from
will this become in like 30 years when this podcast is famous? The Lost Tapes.
It'll be like the
like a Netflix special.
Yeah, it'll be the most listened to podcast we do because everyone's going to want to hear it.
I mean, should we put it out and just if your ears are willing to bleed, bleed your ears.
Yeah, for diehards only.
Yeah. So we put it out as
Arsenault, Chewy Louie.
But what if people discover us for the first time and have this? Hey, I've heard about that Rubber Boots podcast. I should check it out. What is this? It's garbage. This is worse than.
You can find out.
Or it's someone who comes back from our the pandemic episodes,
right?
Yes.
And they're like, well, hopefully they improve the audio by now.
So the audio, the laptop is like probably 12 feet away from me, and it's just recording off the microphone of the laptop.
So basically, I'd have to boost the volume. It'll be a lot of room noise. It won't be great sounding, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we can salvage some of it.
You can find out which listener will actually save my life.
Well,
there was only one.
What did we talk about?
We talked about kidney.
The kidney transplants.
I repeatedly came in 4th place.
So we're not going to do. Look, it would be. It
We're
would
do
be
a recap of the podcast.
Yeah, we'll tell you what we talked about.
Highlights include.
I'm so paranoid. I just keep looking over this way every 2 seconds now.
But all this. So where are you from? Where are you from?
Maybe we'll try to get to those next week or something.
We'll get to them next week when they'll feel fresher again. Or we'll just get Lester to read them because Lester's not here.
Yeah.
So we probably won't remember by then.
For sure.
Plus, we'll probably take next week off, so it'll probably be 2 weeks down the road, and it'll feel fresh to us.
All I remember is Anna Ganesh.
Yeah, which Stoff mangled.
Yes.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Okay, so we won't do our regular stuff.
And we also should tell people that we no longer support Twitter.
Oh yeah, there was that development. Yeah.
Right, we
walked out.
We were upset on. So we are recapping the pod.
Well, we might as well.
We needed to do that point because we're never doing Twitter again.
We'll recap it. So if you like what you think we discussed, you can listen to the bastardized version that will come out over the weekend.
But we can't tell any of the stories we told because then you will be feigning that you know, laughter or whatever it may be.
Should we also bird bath?
Yeah, that was the one that stuck, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so should we recap that?
Yeah, we should recap bird.
What was that from?
Bird bath was regarding your
turtles.
Your turtle situation.
Someone's going to donate an extra sack.
Yes. So William Haney wrote. This was regarding the kidneys. We asked people to rank in what order you would give your kidneys to us. I don't feel like I've said this before.
I can't even. How do we even do this?
Stop.
We were 90 minutes of perfection. Podcast perfection.
It was good too.
We can't follow that. Why is my voice so high?
William Heaney writes in, I need my kidneys to drink, but since I'm going for a vasectomy soon, Jimmy can have my sack so he can pull off the rare double-shelled turtle.
Oh no, but it was the chiropractor who did the bird.
You can't even get the recap right.
What do you want me to do?
There was a chiropractor.
Look how many notes I have
all
over
the
here.
chiropractors.
Right, there was a chiropractor who wrote in
What was
and
his
said,
name?
"Have you heard?"
Dr. Reagan.
No, that's my chiropractor. He was from Canada.
All right, I got him. Canada. There we go. Canada.
Canada.
Shane Young. It's Canada, Jimmy. Shane Young wrote in. He's originally from Marathon, Ontario. Chiropractor, saved many lives. Turned on to the podcast. But
everything seems like yada, yada, yada.
We've heard this already.
I was turned on to the podcast by my buddy Maxime, who written in
From
the Val-d'Or.
This is the smartest Puffy's ever sounded.
It's like I got the answers to the text.
Why don't you just recap for us?
Puffy knows the codes.
All right, so in the end, he asked, Jimmy, have you done the bird bath?
Yes.
Similar trick to the turtle, and we were trying to guess what the
And
bird bath
Puffy
is.
figures the bird bath is
When you pull your extra sack out, and then you can gather water from maybe a shower or a bath.
right in the shower.
Yeah.
Have you attempted that before?
No, I don't have that kind of. I'm more of a tighter sack.
Did you have some work done?
No.
Botox?
No. Just it's always been a good tight sack.
You're pretty proud of that.
Well, I mean,
You know.
from the movies I've watched, it seems like the more attractive of the combinations.
From the movies that you've watched.
The adult films you watched, a lot of the women were disrespectful to the loose sacks.
They seem to find it more off-putting.
Get that loose sack.
You
out of
should
my
be
face.
off-putting. What is that a joke from? That's Jennifer Lawrence on Between Two Ferns. Too.
Okay, now-
Zach Galifianakis goes, that's off-putting. She goes, you should be off-putting.
Now we're just recapping things that didn't happen on the episode.
Good.
Here's some other funny stuff from TikTok.
We've lost them already.
Oh, well, usually I try to tell little anecdotes that happened to me this week, but I can't repeat the ones that'll be on the Lost Tapes on the Netflix special. So let me think of something else that happened. I went biking. Brooks and I went biking today. I got a funny story.
Let's hear your fifth best story from the day.
What number one wasn't even that good. Brooksy and I, we brought out the electric bikes for the first time today.
Nice.
And
Do they not work in the winter?
Well, I don't know. I guess they do.
You don't want to exercise.
Who's going to bike in the winter?
Yeah, that'd be too scary.
Yeah, so we went up on the trails through Aurora and Newmarket. Very nice trails. Yeah. And but the interesting part was we saw I passed a guy and he had a backpack and he had no shirt on. Like a middle-aged man, probably 60 years old.
Okay.
That's
the best part is 60 is now middle-aged to you.
I'm still in my youth. Anyway,
this wild teenager.
Middle-aged, 60 to 80. Prime of your life, 50.
Well, for some 80 too, but we'll get to that later.
You can't do inside jokes on the pod.
That's on the lost tapes. You got to find out.
This whole thing's a promo for the lost tapes.
Yeah.
So I passed the guy. He's very smiley.
Yeah.
And he says, "Have a good day. 35K here, 35K back.
Oh, nice.
Live forever." That's what he yells.
Wow.
So I'm like,
35K.
35. What is he talking about? And so Brooksy and I eventually turn around at Holland's Landing.
Nice.
And we head back. And I have to stop as I pass him again. And I said, "Bro, you're walking 70K today?" He goes, "Every day."
Wow.
I'm like, what? He goes, 35 this way, 35 back. I'm going to live forever.
Nice.
That's 70 kilometers. You can't walk 70 kilometers a day every day.
You can't.
If it's the only thing you do.
Yeah. Well, you could actually walk a lot
A
further
marathon
than you
is 40K, 41K or something like that.
No, that's miles.
No, it's 26 miles, you idiot. So it's like 40K, something like that.
Is it? I thought marathons were 42 miles.
No, marathons are 26 miles. You've worked in sports for 30 years.
Yeah, I do the marathon 3 times a week. Like,
everybody knows what a marathon is. It's 26.1 miles or something like that. Okay, let's go. You should have stuck with the lost tapes. You were better on that episode.
This marathon debate was not on the original episode.
Let's go.
How long is a marathon? Just ask friggin' Siri.
Wasn't one of our listeners from Marathon,
How long
Ontario?
is a marathon, Siri?
The best is Marathon Ontario is what came up.
Perfect.
Kilometers. 42 kilometers in your face.
Yeah, which is likely
exactly what I said.
It's
26 miles. You moron.
Oh, I didn't. I just knew it was 42 something. I go on the metric system.
Oh, why couldn't this one get lost?
26 miles, as I predicted. So 42. Yeah. So it's only. It's not. It's just over half a marathon. He does. Oh no, he does 2.5.
He does 2 marathons.
He does a lot of marathons.
Basically, 2 marathons every day.
But he walks them. He doesn't run them.
But he was very.
Might live forever.
He was very inspiring to me because
he might die
on
walking.
your electric bike.
If you're walking 70K,
You're basically on a motorcycle.
After he inspired me, I decided to raise the speed.
I put it on.
You were inspired to do
I might have
pedaling?
been cruising on 3 today, which is very basically just it's a hang around. But no, I was inspired. Look, if you're walking 70K a day, you probably have something's gone on in your life, right?
Yeah, like
nobody
Forrest
just
Gump.
chooses to do this. Yeah, exactly. And so I kind of wanted to know about this guy. I hope I see him again sometime. But he was incredible.
Well, you will for sure if you just go on that same path. He does it every day.
True enough.
Yeah, he told you what he does.
Didn't seem to be in any way disturbed.
No.
He
had no shirt on, though.
Well, it was 16 degrees or something like that. There, he'd been working. If you walk 70K,
middle-aged guy though.
But he says to me, "What do you mean?" He says to me,
"Hey, young fella."
Hey, I'm like, "That's incredible." He goes, just do it on your bike, 35K each way, and whatever you do, stay happy." And then off he went on the trail.
Did he know you were on an electric bike or no?
He probably would have beat him with his electric bike if he knew his lazy ass was on that.
There is nothing better than being on the electric bike and zooming by people on their loser bikes that aren't electric. Just zooming past, hitting my little bell. Ding, 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 ding. Get out of the way, loser. I'm coming through. And I'm not even pedaling.
I actually did see a thing where it was talking about like professional athletes and like people in really good shape not living as long as people who don't exercise and work out.
Well, because you could overdo it, I guess, to your body.
That you actually like there's not very many athletes, professional athletes that live to like 100.
But do you think that's
it's all moderation. It's
performance enhancing drugs?
No, you might be. It might be more wear and
But
tear
it's
on
true.
your
Like,
body.
once,
I
like
think.
a lot of times, athletes don't live to like professional athletes don't live to like 90.
That's a good point, I guess.
For people who are like mostly in really good shape.
When Brooksy was in her yoga phase,
Yeah.
I believe she told me that Buddha.
Yeah.
Is there one Buddha or is there a bunch of Buddhas?
Buddhists?
Buddha. No, not Buddhists. Buddha. Like, isn't there one Buddha?
What's that?
Like, like one guy who's named Buddha?
Like the religion?
No, but wasn't there like the head guy, the head Buddha guy?
Sounds very informed. I think we should.
Is he real?
Yeah, Buddha.
So hold on.
Like
is he
Confucius.
the Pope?
Wasn't he like
Is
a guy, like
the
a
Pope?
Confucius, Pope,
Oh,
and
Pope.
Buddha?
I
don't know.
Is there like a head Buddha?
I don't know, maybe. Anyway, Buddha said that or maybe in Buddhism.
Yes.
Well, Buddhism probably was started by Buddha,
Maybe.
right?
Sounds
Some
like
guy
something
named
he
Buddha.
would do.
Christianity was started by Christ, so Buddhism would probably be started by Buddha. No?
Maybe.
Can you look how you
Was
looking it up?
Christianity started by Christ?
Putting on my smart glasses.
Well,
Didn't
that's
his
named.
followers?
It's named after
Oh,
him.
it's named after him. But
So
I
there
think
you
His
go.
followers started it, I think.
No, I think Christ.
What he said. From now on, this is Christianity.
Yeah, this is called
No,
Christianity.
that's not how it went.
Was there a guy?
Who is the Buddha?
Yeah.
Religious
And he looks
disputes.
like a big guy.
Yeah, Buddha, the big
he
guy.
looks like a-
Well, they got statues after him, so there had to be one guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I believe Buddha said or believed that you only had so many heartbeats in your life.
Yeah?
And so that would go to your theory that if you exercise more regularly or if you're an elite athlete, your heart beats at a higher rate.
Or if
Yeah.
you do cocaine.
And
That's true.
so if you kept a low heart rate, if you had a lower heart rate your entire life, then
That's
but-
why I don't do the marathons.
if you just sit on your couch like a lazy ass, you're going to die before the elite athlete probably.
Maybe not.
According to Google, there's only one true Buddha, although the history is a bit confusing, as they state. Or one true-
Confucius.
Oh, I see what
Like
you did
that
there.
for the lost tapes. Can that part just go on the last tapes?
That part should go on the last episode. It was actually good.
More last tapes, please.
Seriously though, why would you put the mainframe computer at a guy's feet?
Makes no sense.
Yeah. They didn't think you'd be doing the job.
I'm like all over here. I'm all crushed together because I'm so scared to touch them.
I'm scared to look anywhere. It's just-
I keep on looking over there and I see.
In the end, it's Stoff's fault because he made me turn to him to
did.
do the selection of the
did.
draft.
I
for the
didn't
Gold
ask
Bar
you, to be
League.
fair, I didn't ask you to pull the
buck
names. You
stops
volunteered for that all yourself.
Yeah, you did say that.
I have
I'm
nothing
the
to do because I'm not in the platinum
I'm
league.
the biggest star. I should do it. Is
Yeah.
what the quote was.
I was. We didn't talk any sports on the lost tapes, so.
Well, we talked a lot of live. We lost our
we
live
lost
talk.
the live talk.
No, the cold open.
oh,
Oh
jeez.
no!
I was watching the PGA Championship, and
Shocking.
What's that?
Brooksy was giving it to me a little bit because I was watching it all weekend, and
Yeah.
because I love the majors.
Yeah.
And she she got a little angry at one point, and she comes up and tries to be tough to me, and she goes, "I think you love your little Jeffrey Spieth more than me." And I'm like, "That's not his name." And then she goes, "Joshua Spieth." And I'm like, "It's Jordan."
She did have the first
Whoever.
letter.
Is it true?
Yes. Just a little bit though.
Would you rather go away to a golf trip with Jordan or
Brooksy?
But it's a beautiful location, very romantic. But there is golf.
And electric bikes.
But also,
So I spend the
a
day-
couple's massage. You have to take part in the full
With
event.
a happy ending.
No. But there's like one of those bachelor rooms that you can do a sleepover for.
So I spend the whole day.
It's
have a
your
choice.
It's your choice.
Jesse Palmer walks out.
Jesse Palmer comes up with a key.
Well, if I would elect to spend the night with
No.
Jordan in the honeymoon suite,
Yeah.
but we would just talk.
Just talk golf.
Just
Swing
tips.
mechanics.
Just swing mechanics
It
all the
would
way
be
through.
worse than when you were in the bubble in Edmonton. You take more swings. In there.
I have to tell the part I told on the last. You guys don't have to react in like anything surprising, but I would just for my listeners on the lost tapes. I was in a deep sleep last night, and I was awoken by a gentle stroking of my bicep.
Nice. Who could it be?
You already know.
I'm hoping he changes.
Actually forgot that.
I'm actually hoping he changes the ending. Make it better, Jimmy.
Well, you know
wasn't
what?
that
It
good
wasn't
the
even
first
really
It
that
was-
funny.
It was Willow.
Never mind. We'll go on the lost tapes for it.
Willow and rolled.
It was
it
was Joshua Spieth. You're right. It wasn't that good a story. I forget it. Let's move on.
But if you could be killed by a serial killer,
How did that even come up?
That was Puffy's.
My dog
thing.
pooped in the yard in the middle of the night, and I got scared.
And you said,
You said it was either an animal or a serial killer.
And then you said, this entire pod is. Puffy said, if you
just wants his good jokes.
If you could be killed, if you could be killed by a serial killer,
if you could be killed by a serial killer, would you want to be the first person killed by the serial killer, or the last? But the first one, you don't know you're being killed by a serial killer because they haven't become that person yet.
but either way, you're dead.
But sorry,
Yes.
you don't really know on the last one either. In this,
Oh yeah, because you're very scared about this serial killer who's been haunting your street.
Oh, so you've known about it.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like you know all his ways. So if you hear the window open, you know it's the guy
you know
or the
it's him
scream
coming.
mask or whatever the thing is
Yes.
going on. And what did we decide? That the first one would get an entire episode.
Yes.
That was such a good part of the pod. God damn it. Do you think there's any way that this
lost
gets like
tapes.
it just shows up on the computer in 2 days?
It won't just show up if I can find a way of where it was stored in some sort of raw recording, perhaps. But haven't heard. Much.
You know what this pod reminds me of? It reminds me of in Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
So when Bill Murray is trying to seduce
Andy McDonald.
Andy McDowell.
Oh, McDowell.
And, he has to run through like whatever, 1,000 days of getting the date further and further and further along. And there's like a cute little snowball fight at one point where they end up on the snow and that's when they kiss or whatever.
Yeah.
And by the end, he's so bored, he's rushing through the whole thing. And he's just like, yeah. And he makes the same little joke again. That's what this entire podcast is.
It was,
It was Hugo.
movie.
It was Hugo.
Oh, Hugo, yeah.
was stroking my arm. It was my dog, not Cheryl. Oh, crazy. That was a crazy moment in the pod.
Again on the lost tapes.
Maybe we should do What You Watchin'.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do that.
We didn't do that. No.
We didn't do it.
What you watching? Just between you and me. What you streaming on your TV? Let me see. What you watching? Action, drama, comedy. What you streaming on your TV?
I did finish White Lotus.
Come on.
Wow.
And were you?
it's
It was great, eh?
Yeah. I
solid, yeah.
disagree. I liked season 1 better than season 2.
Same here.
Oh,
Same
after
here.
all my build up for season 2.
I thought season 2 was good.
See, I thought you would like all the sex and the prostitutes and
I
stuff.
did love that. That was all great. The one woman has a lot. She sexed with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bit of a spoiler alert.
But it was, well, I mean, if you haven't
Not
watched
everyone
it
on the whole show.
If you haven't watched it by now, when I took forever to watch it.
You're the one to talk.
Yeah.
Now, should we save the White Lotus talk for Lester? Because I know he did really want to participate. So.
Why don't we run the one thing we can run again?
Let's just do our favorite moments from White Lotus and then nothing more.
Yeah, and never speak on it again.
Lester sent in a tape apparently.
Oh, nice.
And it's what we're watching.
yes.
Very good.
Yes,
So,
Oh, wait, do you want me to play it again, or do you remember what he said?
I remember what he said.
yeah, you don't have to play. Well, you play. You better play
I
it for
just
the
remember
listeners.
his thighs. I don't
Yeah,
remember
that's the only
anything
thing I
else.
remember.
Well,
I
now,
got lost with
Just play it for the damn listeners.
Hello, Rubber Boots Podcast listeners and staff. Yes, Jimmy, Stoff, Puff. I want to let you guys know that I am on vacation right now. Beautiful Dominican Republic, Punta Cana specifically. And I'm just relaxing. I want to assure you that I have not been fired, listeners. I am just away on vacation, resting up, getting ready for the final series of Rubber Boots Podcast episodes. Looking forward to the Platinum League, and I will be submitting my picks right from here in the Dominican Republic. And when I come back, we'll be there to discuss. I'm sure we'll talk about where you're from. I'm sure we'll talk about what you're watching. And if somebody asks me, I will tell them how my trip was. But right now, it's very good. See you guys soon. Cheers.
The magic of the lost tapes is when we talked over his phone.
That is true. The best part is, well, Lester sent in a video, so there's no way we could cut him off. And then 20 seconds into the video, he
We all
talked
got
right
confused
over it.
by it.
Yeah.
We talked over it.
Yes. So he is in Dominican Republic,
yeah.
and he's coming back soon.
Thursday.
And he should be on our next episode, maybe.
We hope.
See,
I think
this all makes Lester look better because nothing bad happened when he was here.
Exactly.
for the episode.
Maybe he's in the basement and he yanked the cord.
Yanked the wires
Yeah.
out, for sure. That's what happened.
Anything else on what you watching?
I've been watching Beef. I think I'm about halfway through it.
Do you like it?
I like it. It's like it's one of those over the top
There's not
dark
many
comedy.
There's not
type of
many
thing.
likable characters.
That's what all shows are like.
Yeah,
now.
pretty much.
Even this pod.
Apparently.
Even more so. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like it's just it goes to these extremes. Like I don't know. It's not very believable, but I don't think it's not meant to be either.
Oh, you ain't wait till you get to the end. It's even more
probably. It's
goofier.
getting nuttier and nuttier. I'll say this: I really like the casting for most characters. The two mains are awesome.
Excellent.
They're so good.
Terrific.
The one cousin of the guy, he's the one I don't really care for the casting.
The one that went to prison, that guy?
I just don't find him believable. I have no idea why.
Yeah. I just don't think he looks like a badass, really.
Yeah. And maybe that's part of it too, though. But yeah, like the casting's good, the execution's good. It's good. It's a well-paced show.
good
It's
show.
fast-paced.
Yeah.
I'll-
What service is it on?
Netflix. I'm interested to see what you think of the final episode when you get there.
Okay.
Because it's interesting. I watched a movie called Otto with Tom Hanks.
No.
Just a little movie.
Old grumpy man kind of
Tom Hanks is into his old man years
Yeah,
in
for
movies,
sure.
which is fascinating.
Yeah.
And made me feel old because I've grown up with Tom Hanks,
sure.
right?
Your
Like
peers.
bosom buddies when he first made his premiere on some
Family
cheesy
Ties.
sitcom. Tom Hanks was not on Family Ties,
Yeah, he
was
was. Uncle Ned.
Really?
Yeah, like season 1, he was Elise's brother.
What's the first movie you remember Tom Hanks in?
Ooh, Big, probably.
Yeah, but he must have been a star by then.
I wouldn't say he was a star.
Did Big make
I
him-
think Big made him big.
Did
might
Big
have
make him a star?
Might have made him a star, yeah.
Let's look it up.
I'll ask Mr. Google.
But he had that stretch where it was like Forrest Gump,
fire.
Philadelphia,
Yeah.
the Castaway. He was like almost nominated every year.
Big was his breakout movie.
Castaway is still
He
a
also
movie
did
I will watch every time, and nothing happens in that movie. I'll still watch it.
I've never seen it.
He also did Splash in the same year, but Big
Oh, yeah.
is...
Splash was big, too.
Oh, sorry, Splash was before Big. Okay.
Otto is a sweet little movie.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a little slice of life movie about a angry old man, but as you get into it, you know, you kind of understand,
I usually like those
and
kind of
he kind of
movies.
warms up, and
Nice.
it's nice. It's a nice little Friday night with Tanya movie,
Nice.
and then you make love after it.
Oh, that'll be perfect. I'll go for that. We watched the family movie Daddy's Home. Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg.
That movie's like 5 years old.
Yeah.
You just watched it?
Yeah.
It's good.
That was good.
It's good.
It's
It's not exactly up
riveting
to date
stuff.
what you watching though.
We can't have old stuff?
Well, no, that's what we're supposed to tell people about new shows on television.
Oh.
What to watch.
Yeah, so I was watching
Raiders of the Lost
Friends.
Ark.
I was watching Friends the other night. It's pretty good. It's the one where like Joey and Rachel hooked up. That's not what this segment is.
That
you
sounds
idiot.
pretty good. Where does that go? Where's
I
that
watched that
storyline? go?
Moron.
Is that in Lost Tapes, too?
Are you up
Am I up to what?
to date on Succession?
No, I don't watch Succession.
You don't? You would love that show.
That would be right up your alley. It's
Right up
smart.
your alley.
Because it's smart.
So, yeah, it's good.
and,
You would like it.
and you're smart
Yeah.
until you start reading places.
Does it have a lot of weird Canadian towns?
Well-known Canadian towns.
Okay, well-known is a stretch.
Well-yund.
Well-known is a stretch for sure.
Yeah, so Succession is
Is it good
was-
this season?
I think it's down to its last episode.
Is
now.
it? I'm on. Is ever?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's what Bump said last time he was here.
really?
I believe it's finished.
Yeah, I'm on the end of the season before this season. Good show though, really good. You would really like it.
Should we do the Gold
Okay.
Bar League draw?
Please.
Well, how far are we into this thing?
3 hours now.
25 minutes. 20.
So, do you think the listener will feel like they're getting a bonus because they're going to get this and the Lost Tapes
so
episode?
how many people are gonna listen to this and the Lost Tapes?
Well, I guess we'll
Like,
find out. I'll
you
probably
think-
be able to see the numbers.
Do you think like 80% of the audience will get carried over into the Lost Tapes?
if the
or,
if
like,
the if the
5%?
audio is as bad as he says, I can't handle bad audio in podcasts. That's why we stopped doing them at home because, like, look, this sounds like just money, and if you're
does.
listening to something that you're just cringing for your ears,
That's true.
it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But I think that Chewy Louie will.
Yeah.
I think Andrew Arsenault will.
Yeah.
I think Snack Bites Pete will.
Yeah.
I think
Or
that
they're all out of the Gold Bar League.
Ricky will.
Schmidt.
Ricky Schmidt will.
That chiropractor sounded like he
I'm
liked
gonna
us.
I'm gonna anger some people. I think who's the guy from Japan?
Peter.
Pete in Japan.
in Japan?
Tonight.
Yeah.
Pete in Japan. All right. And I'm sorry, I've missed
Ho
will listen.
Hey, Ho, championship volleyball coach.
What do you mean?
Look at that.
He won provincials or nationals.
That's the highlight of this.
Congratulations, Coach Ho.
We will now bring him on for his interview.
We should have him on for
Might as well.
guest spot.
Anyway,
call in if you hear this message.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough doing,
It's been a tough day.
It's been tough doing two podcasts in one day.
So, but we have to do the Gold Bar League thingy.
Yes, we have
because.
Oh God, that one. The
What
lost
happened?
files are gone now.
What happened? Is this one dead too? This pod's gone too.
Double
Screensaver, that's all. Screensaver, that's all.
Take 9.
By the time we do the third pod, it'll be like anecdote. So, guys, I had like Greek yogurt this morning. Crazy. What else happened? My dog took a dump.
Was it at night? Were you scared?
Start making up stuff. I murdered someone last night.
Do you want to do this? So the Gold Bar League, we better run through everything again.
Okay, yeah.
This is the part we better repeat.
This is what people come in to listen to.
Yes.
Eh.
Or tune out. We'll find out.
The Gold Bar
Alrighty, so Gold Bar League, we have 17 people who have qualified for the Platinum League already. These are my Aspics, Shower Thoughts, Smith 32, Two Boys, Some Guy from Coburg, Jimmy Squirrels, Take Lester and Stoff Golfing, DT, Chief Keef, Joey Dearborn, Andrew Arsenal, Bob Weeks, the defending champion, Carlo Koliakovo, Stoff, Snack Bites Pete, Marcus McCarthy, and Jadam13.
There are some Platinum League legends.
Yes, we have two of the previous runners-up are still in this.
That's pretty amazing.
Jeff Laughlin, the first ever winner, was just eliminated on the weekend. So.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Devastating.
We're starting to get a
for
bit of
him.
a history. Do you think we have more history than Liv?
Yes.
Yeah, more tradition, too.
More tradition.
And like the USFL.
Yeah.
And like
so
the
are we like the 20th biggest league?
Yeah, it's
in North America.
I'd say so.
probably.
We're bigger than any pickleball.
And in Finland. In Finland, we're the third biggest league.
So Puffy knocked me out, right, this week?
He knocked you out 4-2.
4-2, but really 5-2.
Yes, and in reality, it was 5-2.
Puffy, there's no
3-2
game
to Bump.
sevens when it's over in 6.
I still won.
Puffy showed up for game 7 anyway.
I was there.
He's a true
You
champion.
know who let me down? The Lakers. I thought they'd do something.
Tough series, though. That Jamal Murray's a good player.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's good analysis.
Good insight.
Jokic, keep an eye on him.
Gonna be big someday.
Apparently,
kid.
he had but he ties his wedding ring into his shoes
Shut up.
before each game.
That's kind of sweet. I would lose. I'm on my 3rd wedding ring, so I would lose like 4 more.
Yeah,
My
And no, they haven't come off under any shenanigan situations. I lost one of my
where have you lost them?
I lost one of them
Vegas?
on Steven Stamkos' lawn.
Really? What were you doing out there?
I'm just crawling around.
It wasn't a drunken story. I went over to his house.
For an interview?
So Stamkos I've known forever because he was in Unionville when I lived in Unionville, and I knew the family and everything and watched him grow up and get drafted first overall and become a superstar and everything like that.
How did you know? But he's not the same age as your kids, though.
No, but so I was at a rink once watching my kid play. So my kid would be, Stamkos is probably 6 years older than my kid. So yeah, so let's say Jared's starting to play hockey. He's 5 or 6, and Stammer's like 12 and is dominating. And we're at a double rink at Angus Glen Community Center, and somebody says, you got to watch Stamkos is playing this other kid. And I'm like, who's Stamkos? And they said, this up and coming hotshot. And we went over and watched, and I was like, holy crap. And then I think when he got drafted, I used to host the draft. And so I called Chris, his dad, and went out for lunch with his parents to try and do some of my own little research and prepping because I'm a professional.
You were very good at that draft.
And
that was like you were good. It hasn't been the same since you've.
Thank you.
I don't even know why they do a draft.
Appreciate that. So anyway, that's how I got to know the family and got to know Steven a little bit. And I don't know what I ended up doing a Pepsi commercial where I played an old rink attendant.
Oh, nice.
And but the funny thing was, like the directors there, they got a script.
Yeah.
And so they got me, and Stamkos is like coming to needs a skate sharpened for a game. And I'm like the skate sharpener guy, but I don't have him, and all I have is figure skates.
Oh, okay.
So he puts on figure skates, and then he still is whiz banging around the ice because I think he could figure skate a little bit.
Yeah.
Not like Jeff Skinner, but he could. But I had decided, like I was a little bit De Niro.
Yeah.
So I decided like I would do a character.
Oh,
And like my old guy character is only one character. I'd be like, hey, how's it going? Right? And so I started doing this every take. So Stamkos walks in and says, hey, you got my skates in here or whatever? Can you sharpen my skates? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't got them. And the director's like, can you please stop doing that voice? I'm like, well, I kind of thought that would be my character. I'd be an old curmudgeonly skate. No, he goes, but just do your own voice. And I couldn't. I'd be like, hey! I couldn't stop being old-timey guy. We were like 9 takes. Like as Stamkos is like losing his mind. He wants to go golfing or whatever. And I'm like, finally like, just do your voice, Duffy. We can get someone else for this. We got to dig that up somewhere.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think Bob McKenzie is also in that commercial.
I think I kind of remember this now.
I don't know if it exists on YouTube or anywhere like that. Anyway, where was my point? So anyway, we got to know each other. I had to go to his house to pick something up. And back in those days, my wedding ring was too loose.
Yes.
And so I always played with it.
Yeah.
And so I was in the house talking to them for
his mother? Is that
what are you talking about? You can't make those jokes.
Yikes.
And anyway, I got back to my car.
Only on the Rubber Boots pod.
I got in my car and I realized my ring was gone. And so I spent like an hour crawling around Stamkos' lawn.
He must just think the world
Well,
of
he
you.
came out and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I've lost my wedding ring and I never found it.
Did he help?
I think he did, of course. He's a good, Stamkos is the best.
He pocketed it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anyway.
My wedding ring story is happened here, actually. It was the day after I came back after we got married. And same thing, it was a loose ring. I went to the washroom. I washed my hands. I grabbed the paper towels, threw them in the garbage.
Yeah.
Halfway back to like the studio, I realized my wedding ring wasn't on my hand. I literally came off.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I went in and it was right in the garbage, luckily.
Destiny helped him find it.
And from that day forward, I just don't wear it.
Yeah, like
Things
Brooksy.
can only go bad.
I lost my first one, and I remember Brooksy bought me a replacement. It was very romantic. We had like an anniversary dinner, and she'd bought me a new ring. And I was like, I got all teared up.
And then
I lost that one, and the third one, she's like, screw off. But I replaced that one myself.
Did you?
This one I've kept though. Boom.
Good on you.
I think that reason I lost one golfing because I used to be so particular about my golf that I would take my ring off and put it in my bag for every golf round.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the way, it just slid out on some 12th green. Did you see? There was a video on Zaire Golf of a sinkhole on a par 3 on a golf course.
No.
So basically, these guys are just playing any random golf course, and the par 3 starts to sink into the ground. And I'm talking the hole must have been 20 yards long, and there is a waterfall flowing underneath this thing.
No way.
Yeah, like I'm always fascinated by what is going on underneath the ground.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just think it's dirt forever or rock, right?
Yeah.
But in this particular, so this is a golf course. This is a fairway, and underneath the fairway was a rushing river like Niagara Falls.
Really?
And the hole was slowly falling into it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll look it up for you. Okay.
I think it's more of
How
a
far-
par 4 at that
How
point.
far deep does the earth go?
Now we're getting into it.
Here we go.
Now the pods come back to life.
How far before we get to China?
How far is like the middle of the earth, like journey to the center of the earth?
How?
Because there's
It's
got
going to be like
middle.
1,000 miles or
Is it-
something like that,
Is
right?
it just rock in there though?
This is the most.
Well, no, The Rock is in there. He's on an adventure. It's a film.
The core is found about 2,900 kilometers below the Earth's surface, so 1,800 miles.
Wow.
And the radius is about 3,400 kilometers. So there you go. That's from National Geographic.
It is a miracle. How do they know though?
They checked. Because it says how long does it take to get there? It says 38 minutes flat. That can't be true.
You can't go 29,000 kilometers in 38 minutes.
Oh, well, they said so. If there was a hole that went to the core, this is what it's based.
What if you fell? What if you
hold on,
fell
hold on.
in a hole?
That's exactly what they're saying. 38 minutes flat because of
You'd
gravity.
be flying.
Yeah,
falling
you'd
for
probably
38
smash into the
minutes?
core and kill yourself. But 38 minutes. That's a long fall. Like it seems short, but that's a long time to be
Oh yeah.
falling.
I mean,
Puffy, do you think you would still be conscious? Do you think you
I think you'd still be getting your numbers up.
The one
There
thing
you
I
go.
would be doing is I would be doing double guns the whole way. I would double guns that all the way.
Why? Why not?
I found this sinkhole thing for you guys. Like, look at that water flowing. Is that what's going on underneath a lot of golf courses?
For sure.
That's scary.
Isn't that crazy? Would you be, if you fell for 38 minutes, you said?
Yes.
You think you could stay conscious through it, the whole thing? Apparently you pass out. Apparently when people jump off bridges to their death, they're dead before they land. That's what.
No chance. The Red Bull guy jumped from the sky.
Oh, so is that an urban myth?
Must be. Now, the core of the Earth is 9,398 Fahrenheit.
Oh, it's hot.
So if you didn't pass out, you'd get a little toasty.
How is it so hot, but then we can have snow? Seriously.
Because everyone knows snow comes from the center of the Earth.
Yeah, but you'd think that it would melt, kind of like if you have heated floors. You don't get any snow buildup.
You would think, wouldn't you?
Your musings are something else. You should really have your own spin-off pod where you just muse about things.
Puffy's thoughts.
What were we doing? The Gold Bar League?
We're researching how far you can drill into the
I
Earth.
feel like
12 kilometers.
I feel like
I think this might go longer than the lost.
What else do you want to know about the universe?
Oh, man.
What is the hottest thing in the
People
universe?
are going to be like, hold on, they did 2 of these?
What's the hottest thing in the universe?
Oh, I know what it is.
Me in boxers.
I was going to say.
Since you're a supernova.
It's a swimsuit cover model.
That recently,
81-year-old Martha Stewart.
the one that extended your play range.
It's on the Lost Tapes.
Check it for it on the Lost
The hottest
Tapes.
place in the world is the core, probably.
Well,
Then.
no, the supernova is the hottest
What's
in
a
the
supernova?
universe.
What's a supernova?
I think it's when stars explode, or hottest thing in the universe that reaches 1,000,000 degrees. So
A supernova?
yeah,
Is that like a shooting star?
They're explosive events that occur when a star between 8 and 40 times the mass of our sun reaches the end of its stellar life cycle. So it's when a big star dies, it's a supernova.
Next time you're in a lovemaking session with Tanya, if it goes really great, this is what you say. You go, supernova.
Supernova.
Yeah.
Like it.
All right. Or beforehand, you say, Tanya, you in the mood tonight? And she's like, I don't know, Puff, I'm tired. I have a long day at work. You know, all the executives were bugging me. Yeah. And you say, let's go full supernova.
Full supernova.
Supernova.
Let's
Two
do
dying stars.
2 dying stars.
Like 2 dying stars. That's
not good.
that's romantic. All right, James. I believe we're in the middle of the Gold Bar League. I had just listed everyone who was who made the Gold Bar League.
Okay.
We have 6 matchups left.
Okay.
Huller Time versus El Muerfo. Han Solo versus YWG Guy. Trojan Bats versus Dos Eddies. Chewy Louie versus Puffy's.
Nice.
Dougie.
Buffy's.
Dougie versus Jimmy's Missing Jacket, and Benny89 versus Mattman. So the winner of each one of those will also advance into the Gold Bar League.
So why are we doing the draw for the Platinum League if we don't know everybody who's in it?
Yeah.
Have you not watched how FIFA does it? Like 3 teams make the World Cup, they start doing draws.
Have I made? I've made it.
So also, are we going to get back? Are we going to get together here on Friday morning?
When the FIFA did the last one, there was, you're right. There was like 2 more.
Yeah, so
more
basically,
spots.
each one of these matchups will end up in at the bottom of each group.
Okay,
That's
so how many
it's gonna
pods you got? 6.
No, we have 4 pods.
4
3
pods, but
today.
6 groups.
Yes, 6 groups.
All right, so I am
24
going to
teams
select the teams in each group.
Did I make it in that?
No, but they're in pots 3. There is one that says Puffy/Bump.
Oh, okay.
And the winner of that will go in that slot.
Okay, now this is the point on the last pod where I turned off the computer with my foot.
Yeah, more. We got through a couple of them. We got through 2 rounds of this.
So we have to null and void the previous selections.
Yeah, I don't think
we're starting from
remember
scratch.
them, so-
I got a bowl. I got a fish bowl. And I'm going to select.
Is that pot 1?
This is pot 1 I have just placed in the bowl. The other thing is we had to put the names back in the pots. That took another 45 minutes. We've been here for 5 freaking hours.
There was a lot of work done.
All right.
All right, so going into Group A with Huller Time or El Morpho.
Some guy from Coburg.
Nice.
We already have
Beautiful.
a different final.
It is a slightly different.
So is this like the top seeds kind of thing? Like this is where
Pod A is top seed. So some
do
guy
they
from
get to do
Coburg.
4 picks and the other people get 3?
No. They'll have an extra gold bar, so but it won't work quite
they
that
get
way.
extra-
heading up Group B.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts. Brian Hayden, and he will be joining Han Solo or YWG guys.
You know what
whoever
Shower
wins that
Thoughts
one.
is going to be doing this week while he's listening to the pod in the shower? Bird bath. Group D. Is that where we are?
No, C.
C, buddy. C.
Oh. Group C. These are my ass picks.
Nice.
These are my aspects. Will be joining Trojan Baz or those Eddies.
Love it.
Stoff, you're excellent at this.
I tried.
Group D.
Group D.
2 boys.
2 boys. The winner of our hockey pool will be joining either Chewy Louie or Puffy's.
Do you have something to say for all different scenarios
I
here?
probably could make
You've
it.
written out, like, did you
No, I
pre-write
just
this?
literally, no.
Wow.
Come on, I know these people.
Group E.
Yes.
Bob Weeks.
Oh, the
last year's
defending
champion, Bob Weeks.
The Angel of Death.
The Angel of Death will either join Dougie or Jimmy's missing jacket in Group E.
And finally, leading up Group F, Smith 32.
Ooh, Smith 32. He'll join either Benny 89 or Mattman.
Let's get to pot 2 and back to Group A.
Back to Group A.
Joining, I don't remember.
I believe some guy from Coburg, wasn't it? Group A.
Yes.
Yes.
Joey Dearborn.
Joey Dearborn. Ooh,
Group B, I'm kind of motor through this.
clearly.
Because, goddamn it, I want to get out of here. Jimmy's Squirrels.
Jimmy Squirrels. Group B.
Group C, joining
I believe Shower Thoughts was in Group. No,
Yeah.
that may have been Group B.
Andrew Arsenault.
Double A.
Ooh,
Always a
Double
threat.
A. Now, Double A was a runner-up in the original Gold Bar League.
No one remembers that.
No one did remember that. Most people think it was Laughlin's.
Group D, DT.
Oh, Derek Taylor,
DT.
voice of the Tiger Cat.
I don't believe
I don't believe that's it, but
he is the voice of the Bombers.
Oh, yes.
And I don't believe this is him. In Group E,
yes.
Stoff.
Oh,
Nice.
the group of death.
The group
Group
of
E is
death.
traditionally the group of death.
That
in
was,
the
I
World
believe,
Cup.
was it Bob Weeks was in Group E with Stoff?
I believe he is.
Oh God, I
can't remember.
there's like,
Why don't you write it down?
Well, he's some commissioner.
All right. And in Group F, Chief Keef.
Chief Keef. I like
Will you
that.
hand me pod 3? So we're back to Group A. Joining Group A, Snack/Snake Bites Pete.
Nice.
Snake Bites Pete was the winner of the Last Chance tournament.
Oh, excellent.
And also,
he-
I read on
he got in
Twitter
directly.
that he went to a wedding with Ricky Schmidt.
That is correct. Yes. That's where that photo we saw was from. It was Ricky Schmidt's wedding.
Yes.
That they had during COVID times, and then they had a celebration.
But Snake Bites Pete didn't go to Ricky Schmidt's wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was her wedding celebration, but it was a couple years later. I guess.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Group B?
Usually comes after A. Yes.
Well, I don't, you know I'm not good at this stuff. Carlo.
Ooh, Carlo Koliakovo.
one of the,
spent some time in the NHL, but I believe.
Played for the Blues.
Not a good clutch golfer.
Not.
I've heard.
Who's better, him or Frankie?
Oh, Corrado's like a 3, I think. I haven't
is,
played
eh?
with Frankie yet, but I
Oh,
think
he's
I
that good?
think he's a player.
Frankie's
Groups?
my
Could he
teammate.
be your next teammate for the celebrity
Maybe.
challenge you do?
I'm trying to recruit him. Take Lester and Stoff golfing.
Very nice. Very nice. That's the winner of our first major this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Group D.
Did we have a second major?
We did. It was the Masters pool that you, for some reason, decided not to
forgot.
participate in.
JDM 13.
JDM 13, last year's runner-up, who was eventually killed by the Angel of Death, Bob Weeks.
Group
Out for
E.
revenge. Group E. Let's see it.
Puffy or Bump. The winner of Puffy
Whoa,
or Bump.
That's Stoff and Bob Weeks.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah,
God.
that is
the
the
group.
group of death.
Everyone's going to
So
think
how's
it's
all
fixed.
the talent ending up there?
We
It
should-
wasn't like this the
We,
first.
we should all just advance.
I had such a cupcake group the first time. This is bullshit.
Yeah. And finally, in Group F, Marcus McCarthy. So can I
Congrats,
throw all
Marcus.
this stuff back in here?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
We will post the groups, yeah.
It's been a tough day in here,
It has. It has.
but we're strong, and we care about you, our listeners, and that's
Yeah.
why we persevered through this. And I know this pod maybe not of the quality of some of the other pods. We weren't as fresh, perhaps, because we were 2.5 hours into the damn thing.
Keep making more noise into the mic.
We'd used all sorts of goddamn material. And
the lost tapes.
We used a lot of material. I think people will appreciate that. We went through our A material and then whatever happened here in the last 45 minutes.
But let's face it, the A material is really like C material. So once we get to like the C material.
Well, that's why. Should we not release the lost tapes? And that way it sounds like it was actually pretty good.
Oh, so when people like,
I think that the lost tapes
to add some mystique to the lost tapes.
Or should we charge for the lost tapes?
Yeah, I think
That's fine.
it should be
TSN
behind a
Plus.
Paywall. $6.99 a month. You get the lost episodes of the Rubber Boots podcast.
It's not a bad idea.
Hey, I would
think
pay
it's
it.
pretty good.
I'm gonna get it.
Pay to listen to the three of us. What he said.
It was good stuff.
Yeah, the serial killer stuff was really good.
Really good. Really.
Martha Stewart bit was good.
We did a bit on Martha
There was some
Stewart.
great Where You From's.
Huge.
Well, we're going to do them now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We'll do them next
But
week.
we'll
again?
change the town names so they're easier to say.
You can't change
Everyone's just going to be from
change where people are from.
Mississauga. And from Brampton.
This is we're going to be in the teeth of rush hour now in
I
Toronto.
know. We should probably tape
It's
next week.
over almost, isn't it? It's 6 o'clock, dude.
I feel like.
Rush hour ends at 6.
Do you remember Do They Know It's Christmas?
Yeah.
The Band-Aid song?
Yes.
If you listen to the extended version, this is Bob Geldof. I didn't make it sound like a very English accent there. No. What did I turn him into a German?
Sounded like a Russian or something.
I'm Bob Geldof, Russian assassin. Get me in the English accent mode. I'm Bob Geldof. No, is he Irish? Bob Geldof? I'm Bob Geldof.
Irish, yeah. He might be Irish.
We've been here for 24 hours. We all tired and we're going home. That's how the Do They Know It's Christmas, the extended version.
Really?
If you never hear that on the radio. This is Bob Geldof.
That's not true.
It is. I remember hearing it.
Didn't we do that song one year? Or was that We Are the World?
No, we did.
We did Do They Know It's Christmas? It's Christmas time.
Yeah. Don't you remember we all sang one different part?
Yeah. We've had like several
Bump was
songs on it. Yeah.
We used to try.
Yeah, we
used to be about something.
What are you going to call this episode?
Oh, God.
The Lost Tapes.
No, the Lost Tapes
Lost
episode has to be
Tapes
called The Lost Tapes.
The recap of the Lost Tapes. Lost Tapes recap.
They should be going in as two different podcasts then.
Yeah, and then we don't have to do it next week.
Yeah, that's
Woo! Vacation, all I ever wanted. Oh, we did.
See you from the Stanley Cup.
Did we talk about my Turks trip on this one or the Lost Tapes?
Lost Tapes.
Lost Tapes.
Damn, that was a lot of good stuff on there. You guys were giving me some helpful advice.
Yeah, we were.
Well, yes, you're gonna buy the island.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to listen to the Lost Tapes when you post it. You should post it now. I tell you what we're going to do.
You know, we should
we're going to take down
we can do a reading.
Okay, I will not be transcribing. That is the one thing I refuse to do.
We got Trent.
What's Trent?
Trent is what I use to transcribe my book.
Trent had some awesome errors.
I am still paying for that crap. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess if we
because
want
you know
that
what
audio.
they reached out to me at some point and wanted me to go on a podcast because I was such a faithful
You're the only person
listener using Trent and like I pay I don't know like $20 a month for this stupid thing because it really did help me. Trent is an app that will where you can do it. Put this podcast into Trent and it will transcribe in like 3 minutes.
So why don't we do that and then we'll do the
But it doesn't really hear stuff well, so it's it's rife with errors.
Oh.
But it kind of works. If you
that
speak
might be a
really
funny podcast though. Is that we do a reading of the podcast with the errors.
Now you're talking.
So we read it
the
as
Lost Tapes.
So I take the Lost Tapes tape.
Yeah.
I put it through Trent.
Yeah.
And then next week we read it.
But Stoff plays you. You play me, and I play you.
And we have to read whatever Trent says.
Lester just has to sit there and watch. Can't say anything.
I was going to say Lester could play Bump.
Okay.
Who also wasn't here.
So can you send me an audio version of the Lost Tapes? And
I will. I don't, quality-wise, it's not going to pick up on much.
Then we just have to read it.
We have to read whatever it says. Anyway, we apologize, folks. I'm sorry. We really tried, but stuff happened. And
ultimately, the only person who wasn't at fault was me.
It's true. You did not do anything.
You two should share the blame.
I suppose. But in the end, isn't it Lester's fault?
It was.
I think so.
Yeah, if Lester had been here, the timing would have been all different.
He's fired.
I mean,
he probably would have done the draw.
He's fired.
I think his silence is very telling.
We don't know how many pods we have left. Maybe the Lost Tapes will be the last episode of the year. What a way to end.
A dramatic reading of the Lost Tapes.
That's our season finale in June. Once we figured out what we actually said.
Brought to you by Trent.
But we'll do a few more in the Gold Bar.
You think
League.
Trent would sponsor the pod?
They might.
Well, I think,
Give
you know
someone
what?
that $30 back?
Here's what I think they did. Now that I'm recalling it, I think I reached out to them to sponsor the pod because they are a kind of an up and coming thing. Mm-hmm. And they I had like a FaceTime with a guy for like an hour who was like really keen on it.
Oh, and they let him go, right?
And then he got fired. And then suddenly some other guy
probably for agreeing to dumb ideas.
Some other guy was
he brought it up in a board meeting. Like, get the out.
They're all looking at each other like,
these morons can't even record an entire episode. We're going to sponsor them.
This moron just took an hour meeting with that guy.
No, wait a second. It gets worse. Then these rat bastards turned it around, and the replacement, whoever the guy got fired, came in, and he called me and he said,
"We're trying to get these guys to sponsor us."
Yeah, I think
he's
like
these rat bastards.
he must have like found the guy's notes who got fired on his table.
Yeah.
So he calls me and says, "Hey, our CEO is doing a new podcast, and do you want to be on it? Because I hear you're a big fan of Trent or whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be on it. Hopefully." He goes, "Yeah, maybe it'll lead to something, Yeah. And then they never called me back.
Wow,
bastards. And I'm still paying for the thing. I still get the bill. I haven't written a book in like 3 years.
Well, but it'll
now
be
it's
worth it
come
if
in handy with the Lost Tapes
when we
here.
resume the second run of Beauties, the podcast. That's where the audio is.
Right. It is there.
True, yeah.
It is there. And you know what, Trent, if you're writing a book and you have to transcribe interviews, it's very helpful. There's still rat bastards for what they did to me and not sponsoring the pot.
After taking
and
all
firing
that
that guy who I had to give up an hour Zoom
he
with.
was an idea guy too.
Yeah.
He was thinking
Yeah, he's
forward.
one of those guys that, you know what, he was probably like the lowest level guy.
Yeah.
But they made him act like, hey, nobody wants to take this meeting with this Canadian jerk with the podcast. Hey, Larry, you do it. I'm just an intern. Do it, Larry. And then he's in there going, everything I said, he's like, yeah. I listened to a couple of your episodes. You guys are good. I think it would be a really good fit with Trent.
I really like
a really
Steve.
good fit. It's excellent.
Trent would be misspelling our misspelt words.
Are you really going to get Eric Stonestreet? Because that would be of interest to us. I think Trent could do you have an in for him? Do you have his number?
Imagine you see the face of Trent, Eric Stonestreet.
See ya next time. I don't know when that's going to be.
Dramatic
on the Moose
reading.
Podcast.
We all are in agreement, though. If this gets shut down again, we're done.
We're not doing another one.
We're not doing a third one.
We're not doing a third. We love our listeners, but we draw the line. We have lives. We have families.
We'll just call everyone and talk to them for 20 minutes.
That's right.
I'm gonna go
do a group Zoom call.
I want to hear a story about the dog touching Jimmy's arm.
I'm gonna go by Brian Hayden's garage sale. Hang out with him for a while.
Have a couple beers and just tell them what's happening.
Okay, so what you didn't see, no, I don't mean don't play it. I just mean insert it in the podcast.
Oh my Lord.
Insert it.
But
That's the name of the podcast.
How are you? I got a question that I really want to ask you. Wait. Don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? This is the part they call the bridge. A bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like a dunk tank at the fair?
Do you like the dunk tank?
At the fair.
The dunk tank, the dunk tank.
At the fair. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? No, seriously. Are you wearing your rubber boots? Don't hang up, please. Somebody. Hey? Anyone?